Nigeria is taking a major step towards building a self-reliant defense industry as the Defense Industry Corporation of Nigeria, DICON-D7G, advances plans to begin local production of armored vehicles, anti-drone systems, and other specialized military equipment. The ambition is clear: reduce Nigeria's dependence on foreign defense suppliers, bring advanced military technology into the country, create jobs, and build a domestic manufacturing base capable of producing equipment for the Nigerian Armed Forces and potentially other African countries. The initiative is being developed through a partnership between DICON-D7G and Eagles International for Defense Systems. As part of this partnership, Nigeria's Minister of State for Defense, Dr. Bello Mohammed Matawale, and his delegation undertook a 2-day inspection tour of factories and military production facilities in Cairo. The visit was aimed at assessing the equipment, technologies, and production systems that could support Nigeria's expanding defense manufacturing ambition. And what Nigeria is seeking to achieve goes beyond simply purchasing more military equipment. The objective is to establish production lines inside Nigeria and facilitate the transfer of advanced defense technologies, allowing the country to progressively manufacture a wider range of military platforms domestically. According to DICON-D7G Chief Executive Officer Usman China, the partnership is expected to create more than 200 jobs while also providing employment opportunities for approximately 100 retired military personnel. The plan represents a significant expansion of Nigeria's effort to develop an indigenous military-industrial complex. Among the platforms targeted under the partnership is the Armored Multipurpose Vehicle, BRC, a modular defense platform designed for multiple military missions. The planned production portfolio also includes an armored personnel carrier cabin, a 120mm manual mortar launcher cabin, as well as a specialized medical evacuation and ambulance cabins. Other armored platforms identified under the initiative include the MRAP Buffalo U-10 and M12, the MRAP Buffalo F4, and the Rhino Guard GXR. The Rhino Guard GXR is designed with anti-drone and RPG protection capabilities, reflecting the changing nature of modern warfare and the growing threat posed by unmanned aerial systems. The portfolio also includes the APC Moon PTC, the GXR Phantom Light Vehicle, and the BMP-2 Infantry Fighting Vehicle. The range of platforms demonstrates the broader ambition behind the project. Nigeria is not simply looking to manufacture one category of vehicle. The country is seeking to develop the capacity to produce different platforms serving troop transports, battlefield operations, medical evacuation, logistics, and protection against emerging threats. And one of the most important areas is anti-drone technology. Drones have increasingly transformed modern battlefields, providing surveillance, intelligence, and attack capabilities. For Nigeria, developing domestic anti-drone system could become particularly important as the armed forces continue to confront complex security challenges across different parts of the country. The DICON-D7G initiative is therefore being positioned as part of a wider effort to ensure that Nigeria can increasingly develop and maintain the military technology required for its own security operations. The strategy also extends beyond armored vehicles. DICON-D7G is working on the development of a dedicated military jetty in Lagos that is expected to strengthen the logistic network supporting the country's defense manufacturing ambitions. The proposed facility will provide a strategic route for moving raw materials, components, and finished military equipment. China said the jetty is expected to become an important hub for the supply and distribution of defense equipment within Nigeria and potentially across other African markets. The project could also become a major source of employment. According to China, the planned military jetty is expected to provide employment for more than 200 retired military personnel and over 1,000 civilians when the project begins. The facility is expected to take off within the next 2 to 3 months. That means the defense industrial strategy is being designed not only around military capability, but also around economic opportunities. Local manufacturing could allow Nigeria to retain a greater portion of its defense spending within the domestic economy. Instead of depending entirely on foreign manufacturers for equipment, components, and maintenance, local production could create opportunities for Nigerian engineers, technicians, manufacturers, and other specialized workers. It could also encourage the development of supporting industries. Armored vehicle manufacturing, for example, requires expertise in engineering, fabrication, electronics, communication systems, vehicle maintenance, and specialized materials. Anti-drone technology requires another layer of technical experts, including electronic systems, detection capabilities, and defense integration. The development of these capabilities could therefore have effects far beyond the military sector. For the Nigerian Armed Forces, the benefits could also extend to maintenance and sustainability. A stronger domestic manufacturing base could make it easier to repair, upgrade, and adapt military platforms without relying entirely on foreign suppliers. This could become particularly important during prolonged security operations when access to foreign equipment and spare parts may become more complicated. The Nigerian Army has already begun receiving locally manufactured armed vehicles, indicating that the country's push towards indigenous production is moving beyond planning and into practical implementation. The DICON-D7G strategy now seeks to expand that capacity. China described the partnership with Eagles International for Defense System as part of a broader effort to create a sustainable Nigerian defense manufacturing ecosystem. The ambition is to develop a system capable of designing, assembling, and producing military platforms required by Nigeria while eventually serving under African markets. That regional ambition could prove particularly significant. Africans continue to face major security challenges, creating demand for military vehicles, surveillance equipment, protective systems, and other defense technologies. If Nigeria develops sufficient manufacturing capacity, the country could eventually become an important supplier of defense equipment to other African nations. That would transfer Nigeria from primarily a buyer of foreign military equipment into a producer capable of competing in the regional defense markets. The development of local defense manufacturing also fits into Nigeria's wider push for self-sufficiency. For decades, the country has relied heavily on imported military hardware to equip its armed forces. That new strategy seeks to change that equation by bringing production, technology, and expertise into Nigeria. The carrier inspection tool is therefore an important component of that process. By assessing existing production facilities and technologies, Nigerian officials are identifying systems that can support the establishment of domestic production lines. The ultimate objective is to ensure that more of the equipment required by Nigeria's armed forces can be manufactured within the country. And the scale of the plan suggests that the ambition goes well beyond a single factory. It includes armored vehicles. It includes anti-drone systems. It includes specialized military cabins. It includes medical evacuation platforms. It includes logistic infrastructure. And it includes the development of a workforce capable of supporting an increasingly sophisticated defense manufacturing sector. For DICON-D7G, this is the foundation of a new Nigerian defense industrial ecosystem. For Nigeria, it represents an opportunity to strengthen military self-sufficiency, create specialized jobs, and retain more defense spending within the domestic economy. And if the planned production lines and military jetty becomes operational as scheduled, Nigeria could take another significant step towards becoming not only a consumer of military technology, but a producer of it. The message from the initiative is clear. Nigeria wants more control over the equipment that protect its territory, more local expertise to maintain that equipment, and greater capacity to produce the systems required by its armed forces. The country's defense industrial strategy is therefore moving into a new phase, one focused on manufacturing, technology transfer, employment, and long-term military self-reliance. Share your thoughts in the comment section. If you find this report informative, kindly like, share, and subscribe for more news reports. I'm Chidera Isom. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next reports.